Good morning, everyone. Namaskar. Let us begin with a prayer. This is from Sri Shankaracharya's Shivananda Lahari. Praying to the Lord for peace of mind, tranquility, peace of mind. This is on page 184 of the Universal Prayers. The second one on that page. Om Tvatpadambujam archayami paramam Tvam chintayamyaham Tvam chintayamyanvaham Tvamisham sharanam rajami Vachasa Tvameva yache vibho Viksham me deshachakshushim sakarunam Divyaischiram prarthitam Shambho lokaguro madhya manasah Saukyopadesham kuru. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O beneficent preceptor of the universe, I offer worship unto you to your lotus feet and contemplate daily on your supreme self. I surrender myself to you. With my words I supplicate you, pray to you. Pray, vouchsafe unto me a gracious glance, long sought after even by the gods, and please instruct me in the methods of attaining tranquility of mind. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let us now continue our study of the 18th chapter. We have studied so far in considerable detail the 5 factors that are the cause of all actions. In slokas 13, 14 and 15. The 5 factors which determine the quality of our work and also the outcome of our work, whatever we do. We have to keep these 5 factors in mind whenever we do anything. And we have noticed that we don't have complete control on any of them. Some of them we can control to some extent, some to a more extent than others. And one factor, the 5th one, we have no control at all. Daivam chaivatra panchamam. The 5th factor, panchamam, is to be understood as the effect of past karma affecting the quality and outcome of our work now. There are other ways of looking at this one. It also includes other factors such as what the other people in the work environment do, or in the family what they do. That also affects our work. So all these things are studied in much detail. Now we go to the next topic. This topic is concluding with sloka number 15. 15. Sharirvang mano bhiryat karma prarabhate naraha nyayam va viparitam va panchaite tasya hetavaha Ete pancha, these 5 factors enumerated in the previous verse, look on number 14. Adhishthānaṃ tathākartha, etc. Ete pancha hetavaha, they are the cause, reason. They make everything happen. Whatever work we do, sharira, vāng, manobhihi, there are 3 instruments through which we do all work. These are called 3 karana. Karana means instrument. Sharira, the body, vak, speech, manaha, the mind. Sharira, vak, manobhi, with these 3 instruments, there is no other instrument. Whatever we do happens in the mind through speech and through bodily action, sense organs. Naraha yat karma prarabhate. A person, any person who does any work, nyayam va viparitam va, whether it is whatever be the kind of work, nyayam va viparitam va, it is reasonable, unreasonable, necessary, unnecessary, good deed or bad deed, whatever we do. Viparitam means opposite. Nyayam means straightforward, right action. Whatever a person does, these 5 factors affect that work and the result of that work. That is the concluding statement of this topic. Now, the next 2 slokas, 16 and 17, there the Lord go back to the previous topic discussed in earlier chapters 3 and 4. Who is the doer of action? This is a very important question. Most people, ordinary people, assume that we are the doers. We are referring to the body, mind, ego, personality. That's what 99% of people think. If you ask who is the doer, I am the doer. I did this, I am doing this. I am referring to body, mind. But the true meaning of I is not that, not body and mind. That's what Vedanta has been saying, that I, the true self, is not the body, mind, but the Atman, supreme reality present within us all. Tattvamasi, that thou art. Aham Brahmasmi, Vedantic view, studied in the Upanishads. That Atman is not the doer. That Atman is Satchidananda, pure consciousness, Brahman, Atman. There is no action because it is not, it is pure consciousness, one without a second. For action, all action happens in an environment of multiplicity. More than one thing has to be there for all actions to happen. There is no other thing. Ekameva advitiyam. Atman alone abides. So no action is possible. Nishkriya. That is not the doer. Doer means the body, mind, ego. That is being made clear in the next two. It is sloka 16, 17. It is all mentioned earlier in the third and fourth chapters. So let us see sloka number 16. Tatraivam sati kartaram atmanam kevalam tu yaha pashyati akrita buddhitvat nasa pashyati durmatihi. I see the last word in the second line, durmatihi. Durmati means whose mind is not clean, as opposed to sumati, the person with a pure mind. Sumati, durmati. Durmati means an ignorant person whose mind is not able to think properly, not aware of the truth. Such a person, durmati, what does he or she do? Tatraiva sati. That being the case, referring to the previous 3 slokas, 13, 14, 15. What was discussed there in the previous 3 slokas? 5 factors determining all work, cause of all activity, affecting all activity and the outcome of activity. Those 5 factors, they are the ones which make all actions possible, not the Atman. Atman remains above, one without a second, not material, pure consciousness, no action. If there is no action, there is no bhaktritva also. Two words terms we have seen before. Kartritvam, bhaktritvam. Kartritvam means the agency for action, the notion that I am the doer. We all have kartritvam, those who have body consciousness. I have the distinct notion that I am the doer. I am speaking now. So I cannot say I am not doing any action, I am speaking. So kartritva I have. I am the agent for the action of speaking. That is kartritva. Since I have kartritvam, I have bhoktritvam also. Bhoktritva means, since I am the doer of action, the result of action comes to me, good or bad. That we have seen before in shloka number 12 in this chapter. Whatever action a person does, a result will definitely come without any doubt. Good, good, bad, bad, none escape the law. Swamiji wrote in the Song of Sannyasi. Any action we do will produce a result. What kind of result will come depends upon the kind of action that I do. Sloka number 12, in this chapter we studied, every action produces a reaction. There, in sloka number 12, we studied aniṣṭamiṣṭaṃ, miśraṃ ca trividhaṃ karmaṇaḥ phalam. Karmaṇaḥ phalam, the fruit of action. What kind of fruit will come? Aniṣṭamiṣṭaṃ, miśraṃ. Aniṣṭa means unpleasant result will come if I do unpleasant action. Ishtam, pleasant, good, agreeable result will come if I do good action. miśraṃ, mixed result will come. Generally, if I do something, some part of the result will be good, I agree, I like it, beneficial. Some part of the outcome will be not so good. Usually combination, because that's the nature of all work. Aniṣṭamiṣṭaṃ miśraṃ ca trividhaṃ karmaṇaḥ phalam. Bhavati, it will happen to everybody. To whom it happens, bhavatyatyāgināṃ. Shloka number 12, we are doing in chapter 18. Tyagi means one who renounces. What? Karma phala. Atyagi means one who does not renounce. One who thinks I am the doer. Kartritva is there. Such a person is atyagi, does not give up on doership of action. Wants to say I am the doer. Referring to embodiment, which is okay. For people who cannot give up the notion of agency, doership, for them these three kinds of result will come. Bhavatyatyāgināṃ. When will it come? Pretya, after leaving the body. That depends. When the result will come depends upon the intensity of action, the kind of action. For some action, the result will come immediately. Instantaneously, result will come. No delay between action and reaction. For some action, the result will come later, many years later. For some action, result will come in the next life, pretya. Pretya means having departed from this life. So when the result will come, how long is the delay between karma and karma phala depends upon the intensity of action and the nature of action. For example, if I touch a hot plate, how long does it take for me to feel the heat? Immediately. There is no delay. The moment I touch, I feel the heat. It is very hot. No delay between action and karma phala. But some action takes a long time to produce the result. For example, if you plant a mango tree, sapling, how long will it take to get the mango fruit? Many years, 5 years, maybe 7 years, we don't know. Years, it will take years to get the fruit. But if you sow some methi seed or coriander seed in a small pot and keep in the kitchen window, within 2 weeks, you will get 2-3 weeks, it will sprout. Within 3-4 days, become a small, and some leaves will come and you can use it in cooking. Not much delay. Another example, supposing you are talking to somebody And then you say good things about that. Oh, you are a nice person. You have done so many good things. You have done like this. And he will smile and say, oh, no, thanks, something like that. No, no result will come. He'll accept it graciously. So it's okay. Oh, not done much like this, he will say. Supposing he say, you're a fool. Immediately he will become angry and say, you're also a fool. No delay between action and reaction. See, the nature of action determines the delay between action and reaction. So that's what he's saying here in sloka number 12. Aniṣṭamiṣṭaṃ miśraṃ ca trividhaṃ karmaṇaḥ phalam bhavatyatyāgināṃ. All these results will come for those who don't renounce, who don't give the notion of kartritva. I am the doer. They keep it. So the result will come to them. Pretya, after leaving the body, sometimes immediately. Natu tyāgināṃ kvacit. For those who give up action, there is those who give up agency, doership, kartritva, natu saṃnyāsināṃ kvacit. For them, there is no result. See, we can do the action and still become free from the fruits of action. It's possible. That we studied in the earlier chapters, 4th chapter. It is possible to do some action and still be free from the fruit of action. How is it possible? By giving up the notion that I am the doer, I means the Atman. I am not the doer. Action is happening in the body mind. Result will come to the body and the mind. I am not affected by the result. I am Atman. No karma phala for me. So that Atma Jnana, one who has self-knowledge, for such a person, no action, no karma phala. No karma phala. Free. But for most ordinary people, we do karma, we get the karma phala, good and bad. So if you want to become free from karma phala, then we have to acquire self-knowledge. So we have to give the ignorance that I am the body mind. We should experience I am the Atman. No karma phala. Free. Always free. But the moment we have body consciousness, then I do karma phala will come, good deeds I do, good result will come, bad deeds I do, bad result, dukkha, suffering will come, this continues. That is why Vedanta says, try to achieve liberation, moksha, from this ignorance, ajnana that you are the body mind. Achieve self-knowledge. You are the Atman. Then no karma phala, no suffering, no enjoyment. Pure. That is the goal of life, liberation. But that's a long-term goal. It takes a long time. So immediately what we can do is two things we have to do. Bad things we have to give up altogether. That we have seen. 2 kinds of action we have to give up altogether. What are the 2 kinds of action we have to give up altogether? Nishiddha karma and kamya karma. That we have seen before. Nishiddha karma means prohibited actions, immoral, illegal action, telling lies and cheating, stealing, that we have to give. First step in spiritual life. No, absolutely no. Always speaking the truth, doing only good deeds. One thing we have to do. Second thing we have to do is to give kamya karma. That came in the second verse of this 18th chapter. Kamyanam karmanam nyasam saṃnyāsināṃ kavayo viduhu. Kamya karma means actions done for selfish reasons, to fulfill a desire. Kama means desire. To fulfill my selfish desire, if I do some action, then it becomes kamya karma. That should be given up. Then karma has to be done. So any karma that I do should be done not just for my own benefit or pleasure, but for everybody's benefit and benefit. Not just for me. If I do any action only for myself, then what am I doing? What Sri Krishna calls such a person? A person who cooks food only for himself, does not share with anybody else, just me and myself. What is such a person called? In the earlier chapter number 3, Sthena, thief. There are 2 shlokas in chapter 3. 12 and 13. There Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, Tair dattana pradayebhyo yo bhakte stena eva saha. Tai means by the gods, by nature. Dattan, all the gifts we have received. Everything we have now is coming from nature, from other people, from animals and plants. Everything, including the air we breathe, oxygen, to support our life, the clothes we wear, the food we eat, everything that I have now, which I'm using every moment, comes from other source. I'm not producing any of these things. Plants produce the air, the oxygen necessary round the clock. They never stop helping us. They are helping us. Sun produces the sunlight, which makes everything possible. Without sunlight, I cannot live. Nothing can live. Earth is producing crops, food. People are in faraway countries or nearby next town. They're doing manufacturing the cloth I'm wearing. Somebody grows the cotton somewhere. People working in the cotton fields, hard work they do with little wages, and then other people make it into cloth. Other people process it. Other people transport it, make it in the supermarket. Somebody brings it, and I'm wearing it. See how many people are involved in me wearing this cloth? The people who maintain the roads, utilities, make travel possible. So many people are helping at this moment. People who work in utility company making electricity possible, computer possible. I'm receiving so much help every moment from so many sources. And if I don't do anything for other people, then I'm receiving, not giving, such a person called a thief. Tayardattana pradayebhyo yo bhunkte, one who enjoys all the gifts received from various sources, from nature, from God, from other people, animals and plants and earth and sun. So many things we receive every moment. Receiving all these things, apradaya, not giving anything in return. Yo bhunkte, one who enjoys all these things. Saha stena eva, he's a thief, getting not giving. So we should always do all our actions as offering. So many times Krishna has said in the Gita, whatever you do, offer it to God. God means whole of nature, everybody. Any action that I should benefit a few other people, animals and plants, but not for just for myself, but other people, animals, plants, nature should benefit from what I do. That attitude should be cultivated. Then we become free. So we give up the fruits of action, karma phala. Karma we cannot give up. We give up attachment to fruits of action. We have studied it so many times in the earlier chapters. Such a person becomes free from the bondage of karma phala. So all of that comes in the 16th sloka. We're doing sloka number 16. Trividhaṃ sati, that being the case, the 5 factors described in 13, 14, 15, aniṣṭamiṣṭaṃ, etc. That being the case, they being the cause of all action, atmanam yaha kartaram pashyati. Atman is self within. Jivatma, Paramatma, same Atma. Atmanam kartaram iti yamanyate. One who thinks that the self is the doer, why does such a person think that self is the doer? Self is not the doer, body mind is the doer. But some people think the Atman is the doer. Such a person, why does such a person think like that? Akrita buddhitvat, because of impure, uncultivated mind. Akrita buddhi means unclean or impure mind, not refined, unrefined mind. Because of ignorance of the truth, a person thinks Atman is the doer. That Atman is Kevalam. Kevalam means pure, only one, immaculate, one without a second, free from the 3 Gunas. No karma, no kartritvam, no bhotritvam. Such Atman never does any action, no fruit of action, nothing, free. If a person thinks that Atman is the doer because of ignorance, akrita buddhitvat, saha durmatihi, such a foolish person. Durmati means foolish person. There is no simpler word for that one. Saha durmati napashyati, does not see the truth. So what we should conclude from this shloka number 16 is all actions happen at the body, mind, sense organ, sense object domain. Atman is free from action, no karma phala. And that we truly are. We are. If I think I'm the body, mind, and sense organ, then I'm in the field of ignorance. I don't know my true nature. Vedanta says you are not the body, mind. You are the Atman. I don't know that one. I don't have experience. So I am still a Durmati. He may be a very intelligent, successful person in worldly life, but if don't have Atma Jnana, then I don't have a good understanding. So we should not be like that. So let us go to next shloka, 17. Kumar, did what? Yasya naham krato bhavo buddhiriyasya na lipyate hatvapi sa iman lokan nahanti na nibadhyate. The translation here is, he whose attitude is unegotistic, naham krato bhava. He whose attitude is unegotistic, whose understanding is untainted. Buddhiryasa nalepyate, whose understanding is untainted, will understand these things. Even after slaying all living beings, neither slays nor is bound. Here, a little bit of hyperbole, exaggeration is there. We should not take it literally. Let us understand. Thank you. Yasya bhavaha na ahankratah. Bhava means here attitude, way of thinking. Na ahankratah, free from egotism. Egotism means I am the body, I am the mind. That is egotism, ignorance. Anybody who thinks he is the body and the mind, he is an egotistic person. He may be a humble person, still he is hankari. Ahamkara means I am the body mind. That is basic ignorance, which causes everything else, all suffering. So that includes most of us. Yasya naham krato bhavo, one whose attitude is aniguna ahankrata bhava. It's not egotistic. When you have self-knowledge. Yasya buddhi nalepyate, whose mind is untainted. Buddhi means intellect or mind is untainted. Nalipyate. Untainted by what? By ignorance, by sattva, rajas, and tamas, with erosion, that I am the doer. All these are taints. That means taints mean impurity, blemish. The mind is not affected by it. Pure mind, unegotistic person. Such a person, buddhiman. For such a person, whatever action he or she does is not affected by the fruit of action. Hatvapi sa iman lokan. Even if he kills all these people on this world. Nayam hanti. This neither kills, nanibadhyate. Not bound by the action. That means such a person does not kill anything. A person, a jnani, who has self-knowledge, why would such a person would not have become a jnani if he had killed something? That means whatever action, good or bad, such a person does is not affected by the fruit of that action. Nayam hanti nahanyate, that came earlier. Nayam hanti nahanyate came in one of the earlier shlokas, chapter 2, shloka number 19. There, yes, nayam hanti nahanyate came. We'll go back to that later, to 19. A person who has no kartritvam has no bhoktritvam. If I have kartritvam, I am the doer, then I am the result, enjoying the fruit of action. If I am not the doer, no action, no karma phala for me. So we have to aim for that position. unegotistic, free from ahankara, free from the notion I am the body and the mind, then for me, no action, no karma phala. Free. That is freedom. As long as I have body consciousness, as long as I think I am the doer of action, so long I'll be bound by the result of my action. If you have karma, then karma phala will come. So what we should do? Ideally, I should say I'm not the doer. Naiva kanchit karami. Is it possible? Not at this moment. Because at this moment I have body consciousness. If I drink water like this one, now I cannot say I don't drink water, but it's accident happening. But a jnani can drink water and say I'm not drinking any water. That is where did we see that one? Jnani can do all action, but still can say I'm not the doer. We saw that one in earlier chapter. You remember? Shloka, chapter 5, slokas 8 and 9. Jnani does all the action, like eating, walking, drinking water, and walking, speaking, like everybody else, but still Jnani says, I'm not the doer. Chapter 5, sloka 8 and 9. Naiva kinchit karomi iti. I'm not doing anything at all like this. Naiva kinchit karomi iti. Yukto manyeta tattvavit. Tattvavit means a person who knows the truth. Truth is, I am not the body mind, I am the Atman. A person who knows that one, such a person says, Naiva kinchit karomi, I'm not doing anything at all. But is doing all the same actions. He also drinks water, he also walks, he also speaks, he also sees, he also hears. Pashyan, Sridman, Sprishan, Jigran, Ashnan, Gachan, Sapan, Shvasan, Pralapan, Visrijan, Grinhan, Unmishan, Nimishan, Napi. All these are actions. Chapter 5, Shloka 8 and 9. While doing all these actions, Jnani says, I'm not the doer. While doing all these actions, then if you ask him, you're doing all this, you're drinking water, how can you're not doing anything? You know what he says? Who is drinking water? Indriyani indriyartheshu vartante iti dharayan. Water drinking happens where, by whom? Indriyani, sense organs. Hand holds the water cup, takes you to the mouth sips the water, then tongue gets the taste, and the body takes care of the remaining activity. Where is the eye? Mind says, I want to drink water. I'm neither the mind, nor the body, nor the sense organs. I am the Atman. For such a person, though action is happening at the body-mind levels, all happening, but he or she remains unaffected. I'm not the doer, I'm not the enjoyer of fruit of action. No kartritvam, no bhoktritvam. All this came earlier in the 5th chapter. It's coming again here. You see, how to become free from the fruit of action, karma phala, while performing actions. That's being addressed here. If I give up body consciousness, if I give up notion that I am the doer, kartritvam, then I have no bhoktritvam. I neither do nor do I enjoy, suffer the fruit of action. I am above the domain of karma phala. I am the Atman. That's the goal of human life. That's being described here. Hatva pisa iman lokanayam anti nahanyate. If I have body consciousness, if I think I'm the doer, then I have to enjoy suffer the fruit of action, good or bad. So which one do we want to do? Do we want to be always the doer and suffer the fruit of action? Or do we want to get above all of this and say, I have no action, no karma phala. I'm the Atman. Two choices are there. We can remain in the same present position. Present position, I am the body, I am the mind, I am doing good, I am doing bad, I am enjoying, I am suffering. This is where I am right now. So I want to continue. Or do I want to give up this whole thing and rise above body, mind? Enjoy, experience my Atman. I am the Atman. No karma, no karma phala. No suffering, no enjoyment. Liberation. No birth, no death. No birth, no death. Birth, death means suffering again. So if you want to rise above all these things, we have to give up body consciousness. Not so easy, but has to be done. This came in the earlier. This one shloka I want you to remember in the second chapter. Shloka number 13. It's chapter 2. Why Sri Krishna again and again says, give up body consciousness, give up karma phala? Why can't we remain doing karma, having a karma phala? Why? Because the reason is explained in 2:13. There, Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, Dehi nosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara tatha dehantara praptihi dhirastatra namuhyati. The moment you are born, either as human being or any other animal or whatever, the moment a body is taken, then suffering is inevitable. Kaumar, first is infancy. When a child is born, infant, before born, it remains as a fetus in the mother's womb, 9 months in darkness, suffering. We don't know how that 9 months passed. We forgot. Fortunately, we don't remember all of that one. Then in birth itself is a very painful process. We forget it, so we don't remember, but birth is a painful. Janma. And then infancy. In infant, totally helpless. Everything, nothing we can do. Mother has to take care of us, feed us, and stomach ache, earache. I only cry. I don't know how to say that I am stomach ache. That stage of infancy. Then childhood. Kaumara. Kumara means a boy. Kumari means a girl. Kaumara means childhood. Then also dependence. Cannot do anything. Yavanam, youth will come. Then I can do everything. I am independent. I am a teenager. I don't need your help. That pride, suffering. Then, how long will it last? Yavanam, short time. Middle age will come. Middle age means a lot more suffering, responsibility, family, job, stressful job, family problem, children problem, financial problem, health problem. All this will start in middle age. Then what happens? Jara, old age will come. More problem, more health problem. We don't have to describe all of that one. Then what happens? Mrityu, death will come. Sri Krishna uses a nice expression for me. He does not say death. He says dehantara prapti. Instead of putting in a negative way, death, he says getting a new body. And dehantara prapti means getting a new body. That means I have to give the old body. I can't get a new body unless I give this, but that means I have to die before I am born again. Death means painful. So it is all inevitable. All this can be prevented. And you can enjoy total, unconditional, eternal, infinite ananda. You can enjoy. It's within every one of us. Even now it is there. You don't have to be limited being a human being, animal, plant, and old age and death and suffering, financial health problem. All of you can give up all these things, rise above all these things, totally permanently become free from all suffering and enjoy my Atman. I can be Satchid. I am Satchidananda now, but I have to gain that experience. It's within me. But I am stuck in the body, mind, consciousness. I have to give this up. Enjoy my supreme reality, nature, Brahman. That is the goal of human life. Otherwise, life after life, the same thing will continue. Same story. It will be difference in detail. One birth you are born in India as a man, another birth you are born in America as a woman, another birth you are born as a woman in Saudi Arabia, another birth you are born in some other tribal. What is all this? To give up all these things. So that is the way. Yasyanaham krato bhavo buddhiriyasya nalipyate. A person who is unegotistic, means give up body, has no experience of being body consciousness. Buddhiriyasya nalipyate, whose mind is not tainted by ignorance, selfishness, etc. Sattva-rajas tamas. Such a person, whatever he or she does, unaffected by the karma phala. So we have to reach that stage. of giving up kartrutvam, bhoktritvam. So that's very important shloka. Now, the topic changes. In the next few shlokas, we understand the various factors involved in any action at the mental level, at the physical level. Let us go to shloka number 18. Jnanam jneyam parijñāta trividha karma chodana karanam karma karteti trividha karma sangraha. Jnanam jneyam parijñāta. Three things. Trividha karma chodana. These three things. Jnana means knowledge. Jnaya means object of knowledge. Object of knowledge means something I have to know a particular object, then that object of what I have to know, that is object of knowledge. Jnana means knowledge. Jnanam jnayam. Third thing is parijñāta, the knower. These three things are there. Now, for example, I want to know what Gita says. Who is the knower? I, the individual, parijñāta. I want to know what Bhagavad Gita is. That is parijñāta. I am the knower. Then, what is the knowledge? Gita is the knowledge, object of knowledge. Jneyam. Jnanam, jneyam. Parijñāta, jneyam. Jnana means knowledge of Gita. Three things are there. Knower, knowledge, object of knowledge. All these three things happen at the mental level. They are called karma chodana, the cause of all actions. Any action. Eating, for example. Eating, the desire to eat comes in the mind. Who is the eater? I am the eater. Then what is the action? Eating is the action. What's the object? Food is the object. So that all this will happen at the mind, at the mental level, in the first place. Then that translates into physical activity. Then it is called second line of 18. Karanam karma karta iti trividha karma sangraha. Then what happens? Karanam, instrument will have to be there for any action. For inaction, we need an instrument. Without instrument, nothing can be done. Supposing I say, I'm not doing anything, but I'm simply sitting, thinking. What is the instrument here of thinking? Mind is the instrument. Supposing I lift this book. What is the instrument? The hand. Karanam. Sense organs are the instruments. Supposing I am doing it on a live stream. The instrument is the computer and the whole computer system. So different kinds of karanam instruments are there. Karanam must be there. That is all physical. At the physical level, karanam. Thought level, jnanam jayam parijñāta. Action level, physical level, karanam karma karta. Karta means the body, mind, sense organs. These are the ego. Ego is the karta. I am the doer. Who is the doer? I am the doer. Who is saying I? The ego. This is karta. And then karma, action has to happen. These three things, they are called triputi, three aspects of work. At the mental level, jnanam jayam parijñāta. Physical level, karanam karma karta. Trividha karma sangraha. They are involved in all activity. Whatever activity you take, these three things are there. So general statement. Now we go to sloka number 90. Three factors. Now 19, very interesting series of slokas will come, beginning from 19. We saw that in the 14th chapter, What did we study in the 14th chapter? Three gunas, sattva, rajas, and tamas. Gunatraya vibhaga yoga. Everything is qualified by sattva, rajas, and tamas. Chapter 14. That actually came in the second chapter. The second chapter, shloka 45, Sri Krishna said early in the Gita, everything is qualified by three gunas. Where did we study that one? 45. Trigunya, chapter 2, shloka 45. Everything in the world is qualified by three gunas. Trigunya vishaya veda, Nistraygunya bhavarjuna. So that was the instruction. Nistraygunya was nirdvando nitya sattvastho niyogakshema atmavan. Trigunya vishaya veda. Whatever is discussed in the Veda, that means everything in the whole of nature. Whole of nature, including the sun, star, moons, and planets, and this earth, and trees, and plants, and people, animals, action, food, everything. Three types. Rajas and tamas. Trigunya vishaya veda. Then the most important instruction Sri Krishna gave to Arjuna in 245 is Nistraygunya bhava Arjuna. You rise above the three gunas. As long as you are stuck in the three gunas, sattva, rajas, tamas, you are bound. This limits us. If you rise above the three gunas, then you become Atman. Atman has no three gunas. Body, mind have three gunas. Atman has no three gunas. You become the Atman. You experience your Atman nature. So that was given. The 14th chapter we studied three gunas. 17th chapter we studied three gunas again. In the 17th chapter we studied, for example, three kinds of ahara. Sattvic ahara, food. Rajasic ahara, tamasic ahara, we all studied in the 17th chapter. Now the same theme is continued from 19 onwards. In this chapter, from shloka 19 onwards, Bhagavan is going to describe three aspects, three kinds, sattva, rajas, tamas, of everything else. For example, three kinds of jnanam. Sattvic jnana means knowledge. Somebody's knowledge is sattvic knowledge. Somebody's knowledge is rajasic knowledge. Somebody else's tamasic knowledge. Jnana is of three kinds. Then karta. Karta means a doer. One is a sattvic doer. It does everything in a sattvic way. Sattvic karta. Another is a rajasic doer. Everything it does in a rajasic way. Another person is tamasic doer. Everything it does in a tamasic way. Tamasic karta. Like this, jnana, karta, buddhi. Somebody's buddhi is sattvic buddhi. Somebody's buddhi is rajasic buddhi. Somebody's tamasic buddhi. You find all these variations in nature. So all these three kinds of things are coming for discussion now. So with the message that we should become sattvic in everything. Our buddhi must be sattvic. Our action must be sattvic. Our mind must be sattvic. Then what happens? Sattva shows the way to freedom, moksha. If you remain in tamasic, rajasic level, then you are stuck in this world. Suffering is inevitable. So, two things have to be done. First of all, we have to make our whole personality sattvic. Every aspect of my personality, my speech must be sattvic, my actions must be sattvic, my thought must be sattvic. All these things I have to make. Become a pure person, giving up impurities, anger, jealousy, etc. Giving up himsa, violence, etc. They are all rajasic, tamasic. First step, becoming sattvic. Then once we become sattvic, predominantly sattvic, some little rajas, tamas may be there, that's okay. Predominantly, if I become sattvic in all aspects of my personality, then what happens? That paves the way to liberation, moksha. If I become sattvic, then I achieve liberation, freedom from all ignorance and suffering. This was nicely illustrated in a parable by Sri Krishna. You remember that one? Three robbers attacking a businessman who was going home in the evening through the woods. He had some money. which he had got from selling his goods. He's going home, shortcut through the woods. The three robbers came and attacked him. So they take away everything he had, his money and everything, his watch and jewelry, everything they take. And the three robbers, they discuss what to do with this guy now. One person said, let us kill this man. If we leave him alive, he'll go and call the police and they will come and catch us. One person said, let us kill this man. Second person says, second robber, no, why to kill? Anyhow, we have taken everything. Let us tie him to a tree with a rope, and then we will go. In the meantime, he will, by the time he somehow frees himself, it will take. We will be away from here. A tiger may come and kill him. We don't have to kill. Second person says. Third person says, no, poor man, why should we have? Anyhow, taken everything. Let us leave him. By the time he reaches home, we can run away from here. Three people making up three different suggestions. First person kill him, second person tie him, third person free him. These three people represent the three gunas. The person who says let us kill him is tamas. Tamas kills us. A person who says let us bind him, tie him up, he represents rajas. Rajas binds us. Desire, anger, activity, energy, etc. The person who says let us free him represents sattva. If he becomes sattvic, next step is freedom. Freedom from birth and death, all suffering, reaching God and remaining eternally blissful. Moksha. That's why you have to know these three things. So let us begin with the sloka number 19, the study of the three gunas in detail. Sloka 19. Jnanam karma cha karta cha tridhaiva guna bhedatah प्रोच्यते गुणसंख्याने यथावत् शृणुतान्यपि. Jnanam means knowledge of three kinds: sattvic jnana, rajasic jnana, tamasic jnana. Karma, action is of three kinds: sattvic karma, rajasic karma, tamasic karma. Karta means a doer. We are all doers. We are all kartas. A person can be sattvic karta, doing everything in a sattvic way. Rajasic karta, tamasic karta. Which one do we want to be? We want to be sattvic karta. Karta cha tridhaiva guna bhedataha. According to guna bheda, sattva, rajas, and three gunas, three kinds of things are there. Where all this is mentioned, prochate, where all these three gunas are mentioned, gunasankhyane. Gunasankhya means the Sankhya philosophy of Kapila. He was a great sage Kapila who came up with the Sankhya philosophy, where the three gunas are described, sattva, rajas, and tamas. As mentioned in Sankhya philosophy, prochate, all these three gunas are mentioned there. Yathavat shrunu tanyapi. All these three gunas also I am going to say, explain, you listen to me carefully. Sri Krishna says to Arjuna. Shrunu means you listen to me. Yathavat, as I am presenting the truth as it is. Tanyapi, those three gunas also, you understand. I'm going to explain. Bhagavan is saying, introduction to three gunas. Now we will go to sloka number 20. In 20, 21, 22, Bhagavan is going to describe sattvic jnana, rajasic jnana, tamasic jnana. We should pursue sattvic jnana, not tamasic, rajasic jnana. Let us do sattvic jnana. Look at number 20. Very important. Sarvabhuteshu yenaikam bhavam avyayamikshate ayibhaktam vibhakteshu vidhi tajnanam vidhi sattvikam. Look at number 20. Sarvabhuteshu yenaikam bhavam avyayamikshate avibhaktam vibhakteshu tajnanam vidhi sattvikam. Tat jnanam, that knowledge. No. Vidhi means to understand. Sattvikam, that knowledge is sattvic. Now, what is sattvic knowledge? You understand. She is describing that sattvic knowledge in this sloka. You have to have sattvic knowledge, not tamasic, rajasic knowledge. What is that word? Sarva bhuteshu, in all the beings, no exception. animal beings, ferocious animals, sattvic animals like cows and elephants, rajasic animals like dogs, tamasic animals like tigers. All kinds of animals are there. People are also of three kinds, sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. In all the being, everything is also sattvic, rajasic, tamasic in nature. Sarva bhuteshu. In all these various beings, sattvic, rajasic, tamasic, in the whole of nature, starting from the sun and the galaxies and until the animals and plants and atoms and everything. In all these sarva bhuteshu, ekam avyayam bhavam ikshate. Bhava here means the vastu, substance. One substance is there. Ekam avyaya. Avyaya means imperishable substance is there. The names and forms are perishable, but the substance in it is imperishable. Only one, pure consciousness in all. This body, mind is all perishable. It will go away one day. But in it is the pure consciousness, Atman, that is imperishable, avyaya. That we have to see, not the perishable containers, imperishable content. See, very important point. When you see somebody, a person for the first time, what do we see? Outer features. What dress he is wearing, man or woman, Indian American or Chinese or whatever nationality, what language he or she speaks, what food he is, vegetarian, non-vegetarian, what work he does, engineer, doctor, janitor. These things we see. These are all outward changing things. They change, they come and go. But one thing that remains unchanged behind all this changeable view is the Atman in that person. Do we see that one? God in that person. Most of the time we miss. We miss the most important thing. You see all the outward things that are, oh, such a nice person. He's driving a Ferrari. Must be a rich man. This man driving only a bicycle. Doesn't have money to buy a car also. Like this is what we notice. It's not the truth. These things come and go. One thing we have to notice is disregard the body-mind appearance. Shall see the Atman inside. See God in all. Seeing and serving God in all. So that is the thing. That kind of knowledge which sees the Atman, God in all, disregarding appearance of body mind, that is sattvic knowledge. If you see only the body mind and how rich a person is, how much qualified he is, what position he holds, president or what, then our knowledge is not sattvic, rajasic, tamasic knowledge. So this knowledge means, sattvic knowledge is defined in shloka number 20. Sarvabhuteshu yena ekam, by whom? Ekam avyayam bhakam ekshate, by whom is seen in all the beings one imperishable truth, Atman, same Atman in all. In everybody, same God is present. No two different. God in one me is not different from God in you. One God. Body minds are different. God is one, present in all. That knowledge, seeing presence of God, Atman in all, disregarding body, mind, and dress and car, and that is true sattvic knowledge. Otherwise, if I'm carried away by the appearance, oh, such a nice, wonderful, nice-looking person, he is such a beautiful person, he is wearing such and such a expensive dress. I'm carried away by that one. I miss the most important thing, Atman. That is Rajasic, Tamasic. We don't want that one. Sattvic knowledge. Sarva bhuteshu yenaikam. Yena by whom this one Atman is seen. Ekam. Bhavam avyayam. Imperishable vastu. Atman. Ikshata is seen. Avibhaktam. Vibhakteshu. Vibhaga means division, separation into parts. In all the beings, one God is present, but appears to be divided into parts. Vibhaktam cha bhutesh vibhaktam avachasitam. That came in the 13th chapter, shloka number 16. There, the Lord had said, Avibhaktam cha bhuteshu vibhaktam avachasitam. God is one, Atman is one, no two. but he appears to be present in different beings, separated, appears to be separated, vibhaktam, iva, as if it is separated. Avibhaktam is inseparable, only one. How can you divide God into different parts? One part of God is in this person, another part of God is in that person. Not like that. God is only one. Indivisible, avibhakta, cannot be divided into parts. Present in all, sarvabhuteshu. Ekam, one. That knowledge is sattvic knowledge. How to understand this one? I give an example. Supposing you go to the kitchen upstairs. So many container pots and pans are there. There are cups like this one, small cup, only 6 ounce capacity. There are cooking pots, 1 gallon capacity. There are other jars and bottles and everything, different shapes and sizes and containers, different. All of them are empty. Empty means space is there. In all the various containers, each container is different shape and size, name and function form. Everything is different. This is a cup and this is a pot. Different. Name is different, form is different, shape is different, function is different. This holds water, that holds something else, cooking. In all of these, one space is there. Space is one. Individual. You can't divide space into compartments. Indivisible, one space is there in all the numerous containers. Each container is a different in shape, size, and color from the other container. But how many spaces are there? Only one. But appears to be divided into different parts, compartments, in different containers. In the same way, beings are infinite. Human beings, 7 billion human beings are there. And animals, how many animals we can't count. Plants, how many plant trees we can't count. In all of them, in sun, in moon, in the earth, in the stars, how many? Infinite number. In all of them, one Atman is present. You cannot divide it into parts. Is indivisible, avibhakta. Appears to be divided into different containers. It appears our view is he is separate. Separate. We see them as divided, but truth is only one Atman present in all. That kind of knowledge is sattvic knowledge. To see everything as different is rajasic, tamasic knowledge. We'll study that later. So let us understand sattvic knowledge, sattvika jnanam. In Sukha number 20. Sarvabhuteshu yenaikam bhavamavyayamikshate ayibhaktam vibhakteshu tajnanam vidhi satvikam. Seeing the one indivisible Atman in all, God in all, though containers are numerous, infinite in number. That kind of knowledge, seeing the same divinity in all, that is sattvic knowledge that we have to cultivate. That means we have to see God in all, practicing it. At least thought we should put. When I see somebody, I usually see the body on the person. What kind of? It's true, it's also there, but inside this person, same God is there as it is present within me. One God present in different people. That knowledge is called sattvic knowledge. The implication is we should treat everybody as if we are treating God Himself, who comes in all the people in the form of father, mother, Matradeva Bhava, Pitradeva Bhava, animals and plants. Only He comes in wearing all the different costumes. They're all different costumes. He is wearing, one person wearing like a costume party. We should see Him in all. That is sattvic knowledge. We'll stop here and continue next time. We'll say the closing prayer. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, may all be happy. May all be free from diseases and other problems. May all realize and practice what is noble, dharmic and auspicious. May no one be subject to any kind of suffering, misery. Om peace. May there be peace and joy in our hearts. Adhyatmika Shanti. May there be peace and harmony amongst all beings, no ill will, no hatred, no animosity. Adi bhautika shantihi. May there be peace everywhere in nature. Adi daivika shantihi. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Sri Ramakrishnaarpanamastu. All of you stay well, and God willing, see you next week. Hmm.